Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Commodities Update video. And today we'll be looking at natural gas, UNG, US dollar, gold, oil, gold, and silver. And we'll be looking at the technical analysis as well as the support and resistance levels and what's the most likely scenario going into next week, if we're going to bounce or keep going. And if you guys know anything, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And let's get started. Yeah, and in the comments below, feel free to join the Discord channel. It's all free. Feel free to come hang out, talk, chat about stocks. And I'll be doing the stock market update video tomorrow, which is the QQ as well as the 7 mega cap tech stocks. So make sure to check that out. And if you guys want to learn anything, make sure to go to the Patreon link below as well. All right, let's take a look at natural gas, 8-hour time frame, NG, and make sure to click BADJ, this bottom corner right here, to make sure so your chart doesn't have contract gaps. All right, so we are pretty much at all-time lows. So the question is pretty much where we're going to bounce, because right now it's still in full bear control. Absolutely. I talked about this, I think, on Wednesday or Tuesday. But that after this bounce, we're still in a weekly bear flag. And if this is a weak bounce, we're likely potentially heading lower. And that's pretty much what happened. So it was a pretty clear rejection from this previous bounce, this previous all-time low. This was the previous all-time low where we get that big bounce from. And you can see when we first came down to it, right, it acted as support, tried to bounce off again, acted as support over here. Bulls try to bounce off again. So that's a quadruple bottom, now acting as a resistance because there's now prices under it coming up to it. So it's going to act as a resistance, which it did. Bulls tried a little bit here 2 times and they couldn't get over it. And it's a big rejection from there. Now we're pretty much back under the EMA 12 again, which is the teal looking line. And you can see the 8-hour has been acting as resistance all the way down. Rejection, and now we're below it. It looks like it's acting as resistance again. So it's just doing its thing. And currently we pretty much closed at the low of its day as well. So 0 signs of bounce. Even if we zoom into the 1 hour, pretty much no sign of bounce. So pretty much this is similar as stock market breaking out in blue sky breakouts. When there's going to blue sky breakouts, there's no resistance, meaning it just keeps on going until it finds itself resistance. And currently that's what it looks like for NatGas, but on the opposite direction. And really don't see any support at this moment. Maybe this one. We pull this rising wedge down a little bit. Which goes back to these points. And I'm not using this one anymore if it's because that was a previous all-time low. And bulls need to pretty much bounce right here. Right, if they break that, then it's not really that valid. So these kind of diagonal lines for resistance, falling wedge, all the kind of things are more for visual guides. They're not like a definite support resistance zone. Definite support resistance zone are more like these ones, prior low, bounce, very clear, right? Now rejection. These are more definite support and resistance zone. These ones more so just for visual guides. So, and since we don't have any of those definite resistance support under at all-time lows, then we have to go with this. So potentially, fingers crossed, bulls pretty much need to bounce here, and so they need at least a big enough bounce to change the hourly trend for us to say, this trend line is valid. But at this moment, no signs of that yet. So we'll see what happens Sunday night. And if it keeps going, it will just keep going until it forms some kind of resistance or support along the way, because there's nothing really down here. All right, let's take a look at UNG. UNG, similar idea. Pretty much broke all-time lows because natural gas did. So if natural gas can hold that downtrending support and bounce exactly at this spot, then UNG will likely do the same thing as well and follow NatGas. All right, if you guys want to learn more psychological strategies for trading, as well as getting a trading plan or how to jumpstart your trading with prop firms or any kind of those strategies, feel free to go to Patreon link and sign up for that one-on-one. And I'm only taking 3 people at once because it's quite taxing on the time. right, let's take a look at US dollar. So the US dollar is still doing that big equilibrium on a weekly time frame. So equilibrium just means a tightening range, which usually looks like a triangle. Says, and the move is within the prior move. So big move up, big move down, big move up, down, go up, big move down. So we're still tightening up, and we're getting an FOMC meeting next Wednesday. So that's going to be key. It's priced in so far for a rate hold, but anything can happen. So we'll see what Jerome says. Give us more clues for now to see if September is already priced in for a cut, but we'll have to see what he says. And yeah, be watching out for that for sure. It's going to affect the market as well. And oil, even more clear of a tiny range. Big up, big down, big up, big down, gets tighter and tighter, and tighter and tighter. Did even you see this one? That didn't break above this one, so it's still in a tiny range. So it's probably just going to come down and tighten up. And if we do see any changes, then this needs to break above. It makes it weekly uptrend. Then that's a character shift. Means that it's breaking bull out of this tiny range, and that may potentially make a big move. So whichever way this tiny range ends up breaking, it's gonna make it probably a pretty big move because it's been tightening up for many years. 2021 December, yeah, almost 3 years. So 2.5. So whichever that breaks, probably gonna make a pretty darn big move. So keep an eye watch on that. And gold, rejection, rejection, rejection. Super clear, and came bound back to pretty much this level of support, which it bounced for now, which makes perfect sense because there's a lot of support down here. Initial bounce makes sense. And now we just need to see if the bulls can continue that bounce. You know, if this is just a weak bounce, 1 day bounce, and then we roll over again, then that's not really helping any bulls at all. This is currently a daily downtrend confirmed right here on Thursday, and Friday just a weak bounce for now. Bulls need a big enough bounce to shape enough room to confirm a daily uptrend. So that's pretty much what they need to do. And bears are currently in good shape, but they need to break this structure right here, because if they don't break this structure, they're not really making any changes on the daily time frame, really. Because bulls are pretty happy, right? If you bought anywhere in this chart and it's pretty much sitting right here, you're probably not going to be in the red unless you bought it pretty much all-time highs. But if you're a bull, you're been DCAing, dollar cost averaging all the way for years. Consolidating up here, going sideways after such a big move. Bulls are happy. There's nothing to really say we're getting a big move. No structure is really broken yet or anything. So bulls are sitting okay, and we'll see. Unless they start breaking below this structure, then that's a character shift. But for now, no signs of that yet. Silver, much, much weaker. Ideally, you guys want to see silver leading, holding stronger than gold. But yeah, now silver is much, much weaker. You see gold did a decent bounce. Silver just did like a tiny bar right here on Friday. So it's pretty much coming down to test this prior resistance, which was prior breakout zone. Resistance broke out. Now dropping, coming back, test it. Might get a slight bounce here, but if it continues to be weak, we might come back and chop within it and come back below it. So yeah, so wouldn't be trading silver for now if it continues to be relative weakness. And I mean, it's good short. We want to short the relative weak one and long the relative strength one. But let's see if gold bounces. And really, it's going to affect the dollar as well. So we'll have to see what the dollar does. Dollars are usually inverse to the metals. And there's a lot of news coming up next week and economic news. So it'll definitely move these metals and dollars a lot. So it'll be pretty volatile next week. So make sure to keep watch on that, especially the Wednesday's FOMC meeting. Yeah, but bears are definitely in control on silver because it's should be on a weekly downtrend as well. Yeah. Big move down, pivot, lower high, lower low, weekly downtrend. So silver is definitely more in a bear control than gold. All right, that's got it for you guys. Feel free to comment below if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the stock market update video. And have a great rest of you guys' weekend. And yeah, see you guys around.